Is there any validity to banking in Islam? Is there any validity to the banking system in Islam? So, first one, we will discuss the working of banking. In the working of banking, money has very important role. But in Islamic banking system, this is a very important and key point. Money is not a commodity. Money is not a commodity, but it is just for buying or selling real goods and services. This is the purpose of money. Money is not a commodity. It is only for sale and purchase of goods and services. So here just I did show, we will discuss later. So in Islamic system, money is not a commodity. It is just for buying and selling real goods and services. So Islam promotes economic activities by trade, because we trade goods and services by money. So Islam promotes trade, that in Islamic economics we can buy goods and services by money. This is the only purpose of money. Okay. So Allah Almighty also said that in Quran, trade, Allah Almighty permitted trades and prohibited riba. कि अल्लाह ताला अज़्ज़ा वजल ने ट्रेड को अलाउ किया, इजाजत दी है ट्रेड की, लेकिन रिबा को प्रोहिबिटेड बोला है कि रिबा मना है, हराम है. So money is not for interest based activity. Money is only for trade, only for trade. So trade means economy should involve permissible business activities. Economy should involve transactions. So when economy involves transaction in business activities, then we note that both partners get gains from economic activities. In other words, in trade, both partners get benefits. Buyers and sellers, both partners get benefits. But in loan contracts, in loan-based economic activities, only one party gets benefits, who is the lender. The other party gets the pressure of benefits. In other words, the other party is under the pressure of interest. So simply, lender get benefits at the expense of other party. But that is not given here. This is the part of the PDF file, which one I shared now, and the part of last lecture. Okay, I think there should be no problem. Now we are going to the evils of interest. This is a part of your content, part of your syllabus. Evils of interest. In evils of interest, we discuss interest-based and non-interest-based economic activities in detail. We also discuss in this section Islamic banking and conventional banking. But the next one is, it's not here. It is over. Okay. The evils of interest. It means we want to discuss the impact of interest on the economy. The first one possible. In other way, we want to discuss that why so much Islam emphasis on the prohibition of interest. Okay. In other words, we can say that we want to discuss the economic importance of the provision of interest. Okay. The first evil of interest is lower investment activities in the presence of interest. Lower investment activities in the presence of interest. So, lower economic activities in the presence of interest are discussed with the comparison of interest and investment. With the comparison of interest and investment. When we compare investment and interest rates, then we can discuss how investment activities decrease in the presence of interest. When we compare investment and the cost of investment, that is interest, then in other words, we discuss that we compare the benefits and cost of interest. The benefits and cost of loans. The benefits and cost of loans. When investors get loans from commercial banks or traditional banks, then they carry benefits and costs. They get benefits in the form of profit from investment. Profits from investment are the benefits of loans. And what is the cost of loans? Interest payments are the cost of loans. When benefits are greater than interest payments, then investors is encouraged to continue investment. So in conventional in Western society, investor continue the investment process until interest payments are equal to the benefits from investment, benefits from loans. For example, आतिफ को इन्वेस्टमेंट से लोन से जो बेनिफिट मिलते हैं 1 लाख लोन लेने के बाद 1 लाख लोन पर जो बेनिफिट मिलते हैं वो है 20,000। जो इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स इसने करनी है आफ्टर 1 ईयर वो इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स हैं 14,000। अब यहाँ पे जो इंटरेस्ट जो बेनिफिट्स हैं जो प्रॉफिट है वो है 20,000। दैट इज ग्रेटर देन इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट। Now, Atif is encouraged to work, to invest more. He will invest more by borrowing 1 lakh more. Second 1 lakh will earn profit, for example, 16,000. That is again greater than interest payment 14,000. Again, Atif get loans from bank 1 lakh, invest and get benefits like 14,000. Now, profit is 14,000 and interest payments also 14,000. Now, Atif will stop investment. Now, Atif will stop investment because benefits equal to cost. So, investor will compare benefits and cost. When both are equal, he will stop investment. Later on, investor will not take risk in traditional Western society. So investment activities will be stopped in the presence of interest rate. But in Islamic society, investment activities will be continued until the interest, because interest rate is zero. Because interest rate is zero. And profit will be shared among the partners. So investment activities will grow, not stop. That is the benefits of Islamic banking system, Islamic economics. But the evil of interest is that in the presence of interest, investment activities will stop. So the first evil of interest is the poor investment activities in the presence of interest rates. Okay, beta. The second one, interest and price. Interest and price. It is not also not in this slide, but I will. Uh, I will. This is the part of book Amiz Dot. You can study by yourself. The second evil of interest is the interest and price. The second evil of interest we discuss under the heading of interest and price. So interest, the second evil is the burden of interest, the final burden of interest on consumers. Because interest payments is the cost of investment. Cost of investment, part of investment. And this is the cost of production and cost that is finally transferred to the consumers, because cost, higher cost leads to higher prices. Higher prices produce a greater burden for consumers. So finally, interest cause a greater burden for consumer in the form of higher prices. Like in case of manufacturing of cotton cloth. In the manufacturing of cotton cloth, we see that in different steps, raw cotton finally converts to the cotton cloth. So in different stages, the investors add interest payments as costs and add higher cost into price. Finally, final consumer pays higher prices for cotton cloth. So that is the burden on consumer. So interest cause a burden on consumer in the form of higher price. तो बेटा सेकंड जो हमारा टॉपिक, जो सेकंड इक्वल ऑफ इंटरेस्ट वो ये क्या है हमारा, कि सिंपल इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स जो हैं वो कास्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन है। कास्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन होने की वजह से हायर कॉस्ट मीन हायर प्राइसेस। जब किसी भी प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस में कॉस्ट हायर होगी तो फाइनल प्रोडक्ट की प्राइसेस बढ़ जाएगी। तो फाइनल प्रोडक्ट जब प्राइसेस बढ़ेगी तो फाइनली उसका बर्डन कौन बियर करेगा? कंज्यूमर। तो इंटरेस्ट प्रोड्यूस ए बर्डन on consumer in the form of higher prices. Okay, beta. The third, we will discuss the evil of interest. The third evil of interest under the heading of interest and distribution of wealth. Interest and distribution of wealth. So interest creates unequal distribution of wealth. Interest creates unequal distribution of wealth. The reason you can discuss the reason. What is the reason? Unfair distribution of wealth. How unfair distribution of wealth is created? The reason is that mostly those investors can invest in different sectors of the economy who are able to get loans from the commercial, from the financial sector, from the traditional or commercial banks. Only those investors can get loans who can, upon them, commercial banks trust. If commercial banks, traditional banks, have no trust, they will not issue loans to those investors. Mostly, big investors, they have they are able to offer the guarantee for their loans in the form of different official documents they can present. Simply, only specific persons, only a specific group of population can make investments with the help of commercial banks, or who able to present, who able to show different types of guarantee in the form of official documents. So finally, these specific group of investors will get benefits who are successful to get loans from commercial banks. In such a way, wealth will be distributed to those group of investors who are successful to get loans from commercial banks, and who are unsuccessful to get loans from commercial banks, they will be unable to make investment. So in such a way that interest rates make unequal distribution of wealth. So wealth will be distributed to those people who are able to make investments under the condition of commercial banks and traditional banks. The third one is fourth one, evil of interest, is discussed under the heading of trade cycle and interest. Trade cycle and interest. Trade cycle is very famous economic term. In trade cycle, we find ups and downs of trade. When trade is up, then we say trade is on the boom. When trade is down, when we say trade activities in an economy is in the truck is lower. So we see that interest rate plays a key role in bringing about a slump in the markets, a downfall in the markets, in the presence of interest rates. We saw a slump in the market because when trade is alert, trade is in the boom, one extreme form of trade cycle. Then traditional banks, conventional banks, commercial banks will issue loans to the investors because trade activities are in the top, in the boom. Okay, no problem. Maybe they will ignore some conditions. They will issue loans because the economy is in the economy, trade activities are in the boom. But as trade activities in the slump conditions, now they have to recover loans. Now they have to recover the loans because it required time when economy move from boom to slump condition. But mostly when the economy is in the slump conditions, then commercial banks, traditional banks recover loans. Mostly when some traders, some investors are unable to return the loan, then what happen in the economy? Then the capital is shrink. Then the capital in any economy is shrink. Because sometime in conventional economics, supply does not create its own demand. When supply does not create its own demand, then mostly producers, investors are unable to repay in, principal amounts and interest payments. So in this way, commercial banks capital is shrink. When commercial banks capital is shrink, then investment activities also close. So interest rate create slump in the market. That is the evil of interest. इंटरेस्ट रेट की मौजूदगी में सिंपल वर्ड्स ओनली वन सेंटेंस में बताता चलो व्हेन जब तो बेटा इकोनॉमी बूम पे होती है फिर तो ट्रेड एक्टिविटीज भी बूम पे होती हैं जब ट्रेड एक्टिविटीज बूम पे होती हैं देन बैंक लोन इशू करता रहता है जब सप्लाई अपनी डिमांड क्रिएट नहीं करती ओके विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम जब ट्रेड एक्टिविटीज बूम से ड्रॉप में मूव होती है स्लम्प कंडीशन में चली जाती है देन बैंक इज फेल्ड बैंक्स आर फेल्ड टू मेक रिकवरी देन द financial capital is shrinking the economy. So the interest payments are not returned to the bank and financial capital is shrinking in an economy. So interest creates problems in the form of lower capital in the economy. Mostly this is happened in the traditional conventional economics.